So the third fight of the co-main event here is Islam Makhachev versus Davy Ramos. I actually saw Davy Ramos in Rochester, and he called out Habib um, to no avail. But he got his buddy Islam, so it's going to be an interesting fight. This is going to be a fight that a lot of people are excited about, including myself, because Davy Ramos is a mutant if he gets on top of you with his jiu-jitsu. Islam is a wrestler, and he is an elite level MMA wrestler. Coming from Dagestan, coming from Habib's camp, he's Habib's buddy. They all train together, and he's good. So a lot of times when you have like two elite grapplers, everyone knows that you end up with a kickboxing match. I don't necessarily, I don't think it's that simple. I think that you could. It's accurate to say that they're both two elite wrestler grapplers, um, but there's, I think Islam Makhachev is going to have a problem if Davy Ramos can get the fight to the ground. And Davy Ramos is going to have a problem if Islam like uses his grappling to make Davy Ramos tired. First of all, Davy Ramos does have a cardio issue. Anybody that's that size, that muscular, that cuts to this weight is going to have a cardio issue, and it does not elude Davy Ramos. In the third round of the fight I saw in Rochester, he won a decision and apologized for not finishing his fight. Which is, I don't apologize to me, man. I'm sitting there drinking beer watching you. You're killing yourself out there. But it's not as simple as a grappler versus a grappler. You're going to get a kickboxing match. We may very well get a kickboxing match, but Davy Ramos is going to shoot for some doubles. And I think Islam's going to have a problem if he does get on his back. If he does put Islam on the back, I think there will be a problem. I'm not saying he's going to submit him, but he's going to win the round, and it's going to be tough. Davy Ramos, you don't get better than Davy Ramos at jiu-jitsu. But there is also the inverse of there's a reason why Islam Makhachev is a minus 300 favorite. He's a southpaw. I think he fights southpaw because it sets up his wrestling takedowns better. He feels like he can shoot a little better from the southpaw stance. I know that Evans, the girl that fought Macedo a while ago, 10th Planet girl, she fought Andrea Lee. She kind of does the same thing. Like she likes to lead with one leg rather than the other. And it might be the same thing for this Islam Makhachev guy. But Islam uses his striking a lot more frequently than Davy Ramos. And I think if we're getting in a kickboxing match, Islam has the reach. Davy Ramos is not an elite striker, mostly because he's short. His limbs aren't long enough, which is fine. But if you do get in there, he will counter you. And he has power to put your lights out. There is one fight I just wanted to look up. Where Sergio Moraes. I think he filled in as it looks like it was his UFC debut, and he filled in as a 170-pound fighter, and he tries fighting at 155 pounds, but he just took his opportunity to get your foot into the UFC, and he lost the decision. Honestly, I don't even know if he lost. He was in no danger in that fight. It was a kickboxing match, the whole thing. The other guy had a massive reach advantage, Shane Moraes. Had a massive reach advantage, and it was a kickboxing match, and I don't think that he lost, or at the very least had any sort of damage given to him. But how's this fight gonna go? Now, how does Davy fight off his back? From what I've seen, I think he's more of a top position. He has a good top game. That's his preference. He's still obviously dangerous off his back. He can put you in an arm bar, like a triangle. But, there is the dynamic that Islam is also very good at jiu-jitsu too. So I'm more concerned about Davy taking Islam down and submitting him, or taking Islam down and winning the round. but it's quite a feat in order to take Islam down because he is that level of a wrestler and grappler. And I am very concerned about Davy Ramos gassing out in this fight because grappling is a very taxing style of fighting. And Davy Ramos there's a reason why he doesn't grapple opponents to the ground. He will shoot double legs because, one, I think it's a lot easier taxing. It's a lot less fatigue that you get if you do that. But in this fight, I do kind of see Islam stuffing Davy's double legs, and I do see a stand-up battle. I see a lot of clinching in the corner with Islam winning the exchanges and making Davy tired. I'm rooting for Davy Ramos. I like him as a fighter, but I think he loses a decision here. I think it's going to be mostly a kickboxing match with some stuffed doubles from Davy Ramos, and Islam's going to He's going to use his reach. He's got a longer reach. He's going to win in kickboxing. A rather uneventful affair, but Islam will get the W.